What's up, guys? It's Mama Deadhead, and I am back with another Team Build Tuesday. So today is going to be slightly different just because there's going to be less gameplay, but I'm basically going to be addressing like a really big question that I get a lot. And sometimes it's rude, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just like people really wondering why I do a certain thing that I do. And I'm going to start this out by claiming a 5-star. We did come in first place. I did hit right over 2 million, so I did get the, the big crate with the 6-star gear, and I did get a hockey mask, so that's good. I'm on my way to tier 4ing another one of my strong 6 stars, so that's great. I'm going to go ahead and claim this. Now, essentially the question that I get, and I got it a lot on my, useful 4 stars you shouldn't ascend, and then a video of mine was shared on Facebook by Road to Survival, actual Facebook page, and I had a lot of comments like, this chick is clueless, she still thinks that, 5 stars have a place in the game. And then there's some people that just genuinely want to know, why don't I have, all of the people that I could have ascended. And I have a method to my madness, but let's go in and claim some things first, and then I will get to explaining why I do certain things. So let's claim all 6 of these. Just hoping to get a 4-star, but I did just get one in the last video, so I don't really expect to get another one. Cane. Tactical shotgun. And then Darius shotgun. Or gun. I thought this is worth mentioning on, I believe it was the heart map yesterday. On the very last one, stage 8, I got a 4-star weapon, which I didn't know that it was possible to get 4-star weapons. Let me go in. Oh, I guess it's not on this stage, but yesterday for sure I got one because I was like, whoa, no way. How did I just get that? And it was a weapon. Hold on, let me find it. I'm pretty sure it's a fairly common weapon, but I don't think I'd ever gotten it before. So yeah. This is what I got from that map, so I was pretty floored whenever the rewards came up and I had a 4-star weapon. But anyway, let's go in and claim this 5-star. Let's see if I have anything else. I do have some elite items, so let's go ahead and get these. A Brady and a bird. Okay. All right. Now over to the 5-star. I'm going to pull on Tyrese because I've gotten a lot of Tyreses. Oh, no way. Yes! Okay, the epitome of why I have waited so long. Okay, so this is my first Carl. This is my first ascendable Carl. Dude, holy crap. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this guy. So that leader skill is awesome. Oh, great. This is awesome. This is amazing. I'm so happy. Okay, so I'm going to screenshot this. Now, I want to explain to you guys what I mean whenever I say, all toons have a place. And I know that's super cheesy, and a lot of people have been like, you're like Morgan on the show, all life is precious, blah, 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 only 6 stars matter. Well, it's not just 6 stars. I mean, in rating, yes, absolutely. 6 stars are just dominating the field. If you have a full team of 6 stars, you're obviously going to do way better than somebody with all 5 stars. But my point is, you have to grow, and you have to start from somewhere. And for example, something like this, I can't just go in and want Barker and then, oh, only 6 stars matter. How am I going to ascend? Because I need 5 stars. And then in situations where some maps, I'm not sure if it's the same, but some maps won't even let you take in 6 stars. And then, just things like taking in a full, if I would take in my 6 stars to, the limited 6 stars that I have into a zombie stage, I would get slaughtered. I have this gator now, and he's good, but he only camouflages for 1 turn. And on a legendary level, I'm literally going to get torn apart. And if you want to, stay in top on certain tournaments and, stay on top of the gear that you need, you really need to be able to do good in all tournaments. And for something like Survival Road, even just daily Survival Road, you need a pretty big roster, a pretty big diverse roster. So when you dump all of your 4 stars and all of your 5 stars into having a 6 star, and then you only have 2 6 stars and you've completely eliminated your roster, you really hurt your opportunities in other events. Now, another thing I want to say is, of course, this just depends on the person. I personally don't have, this is the only bot character that I have, and it was one of my first Road to Survival videos, and now you can just get him for free. I have 3 of him now. You can get him from Ascendant, so he's very easy to get these days, but back in the day, he wasn't, and of course I love Lee, so I went for him. But things change over time, and you can see, if I would have just ascended everything that I had from the beginning, I would have had a really mismatched team. Like, I would have been able to ascend, like, Ezekiel, and then, like, 3 Tyreses, and then Shiva, and then, like, Mirabelle, and my team would have been, like, horribly mismatched. Like, by the time I would have gotten up to Mirabelle, I would have been, like, out of medals and out of fodder, and I would have been lost, and I wouldn't have, like, the team that I consider to be really, really good now. I'm still so excited about getting Carl. I can't believe I just pulled Carl. But, you know, if I would have been using all of these medals that I have up here in the corner, then I wouldn't be able to ascend my Carl now. Like, I would still be stuck. Not so stuck with a Gator lead, because Gator is, like, miles better than what I had before. But I had a 5-star before. And if I wouldn't have saved what I had before, then I would have had no fodder for even Gator, and no fodder for a second Shiva. When I pulled that second Shiva, that really just, like, put into play the fact that I was going to have, like, a green and yellow team. And so far, that's really, really worked out well for me. So, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, especially, you know, with 6 stars coming along, I said, of course, in raids, they're going to do better. But when you start the game, you're not really just handed a 6-star. Now, of course, if you buy them, yes, but I can't afford that. I don't have any of these, like, really awesome, like, premier characters, so I have to work with basically what I can get to the best of my ability. And I use this team, and all the people I've gotten on it were free, basically. Gator I got from Ascendance, Ezekiel I got from the event, Shiva I got from Elite Character Tokens, Michonne I got from the 5-star wheel, and then another Shiva, I'm pretty sure I got her from Prestige, but I didn't buy any of them. In this case, Glenn came from Ascendant, so, like, all of these characters that I now have as 6 stars, I had to, like, work up to. Now, a lot of people see, like, some of these characters down here, like these 5-star characters, and they're like, oh, well, you know, like, let's say Michonne. Like, oh, your Michonne is worthless now, you don't really need her. Oh, that Carl's worthless, you don't really need him. Let's use him for fodder. My luck, you guys know that I'm a hoarder. I keep all kinds of characters for all different kinds of reasons, even just sentimental attachment, because that's who I am as a person. But I don't want to get rid of those characters, because my luck, what's going to happen, they're going to release a new list of all of these characters are going to be ascendable in the future, and those 2 are going to be at the very top of the list, and they're going to be awesome. I know a lot of people that haven't pulled Carl that had a Gator, and they used him in Ascendance, and now they really regret it because they don't have, like, any type of lead whatsoever, except maybe a 5-star for a lead for their rating team, and it hurt them. So basically what I've been doing is I've been using my duplicates, and I've had so many duplicates that it's not a huge deal for me to wait. And another thing is, of course you can ascend whoever you want to ascend, but there's some people and some things that you should really just hold off on. Like I said, if I would have started and ascended everyone that I possibly could have, I wouldn't have had enough fodder for my Glenn. I wouldn't have had enough fodder for my second Shiva. I wouldn't have had enough fodder for, like, Gator or Wyatt, really. So I would have been stuck with, like, a half-ranged, half-melee team. So it would have been really, really awkward for me. And definitely now, if I would have just went with, like, I could make a decent range team. I'll pull one up. Actually, no, I think I have one made, because I was talking to somebody about it. Yeah, like, if I would have just done this, like, straight away, now this guy isn't ascendable yet, but he will be in the future. But if I would have did this, I would have had a decent team. This is a really decent team to use in raiding. But I would have had this set up, and then all of my hard work for my melee team would have been to waste because I just got a Carl, and I would have been pretty upset if I decided, you know what, I'm just going to pull a trigger and ascend all of these people and then pull a Carl after I worked months after 6 stars came out to get that team, if that makes any sense. So that's why I waited, and of course, I think 5 stars do still have a place. Is it in rating? Maybe. It really, really, really depends on, like, who it is. I say, as far as, like, 5 stars go, the ones that have really good use I've seen are this Lori because of her leader skill. So all melee teammates get plus 45% HP. This Shield Michonne, of course, because she's a shield and you can equip her with an absolute defense weapon. And then if you put her behind a Carl or a Gator, she gets even stronger with, you know, defense and HP. Let me see. This Zeke, Survival Road, I still see a lot of people with him on a team, especially, you know, even just a leader skill, he can be useful because some of the slower 6 stars have a chance to go off faster. And sometimes they even hide him behind a Carl, and if, you know, he keeps pumping his adrenaline rush, he can get really, really, really annoying. And then, of course, on Survival Road, like I said, if I want a good zombie team, I definitely don't have one with my 6 stars, so I really need to keep, you know, these 5 stars that I have going. And, you know, if you exclude, like, one entire event that's really pretty easy to participate in if you have the right kind of tunes, then you're hurting yourself in the long run. Now, I don't participate in every single level up. I try and save the majority of my points for a faction level up, and I have, you can see I have a lot of unleveled tunes in here. Just because whenever I was in my old faction, it got to a point where I was collecting gear at like a really substantial rate. So I have a lot of gear, but I wasn't getting any tunes where I was like in a 4 through 6 faction. So every single time I would get a tune, then I would just immediately level it up. And then I got into the new faction and they were giving out 5 stars so often that I just have like an abundance. And I've had these for quite a while. Now, as far as Survival Road goes, I will admit that I am using 4 stars less and less. Honestly, the only 4 stars that I really use these days are the red crit team. And, you know, if I run out of tunes, I've gotten to a point now where I can defeat everything with 3 stars the first time in a tournament. But daily Survival Road, of course, I still use like 2 stars to go in and get stun zombies out and stuff like that. So I don't use too much of them, and I rarely use 3 stars at all. I really just keep them for the memories. But, I mean, I still have plenty of room in my roster, especially when, you know, I weed out some of the 3 stars in Ascendance. And then, again, there is Ascendance. So you need 3 stars for 4 stars, 4 stars for 5 stars, and 5 stars for 6 stars. So you need a healthy collection of everything if you want to grow. I mean, even just fodder-wise. If you're not going to use these 3-star characters, you have no attachment to them whatsoever, make them into 4 stars. And if you don't have any connection and you don't use these at all, make them into 5 stars. And if you have, like, duplicates of these 5 stars, like I do, I have, like, so many freaking red heats that I can't stand it, then use them to get your 6 stars. And, I mean, that's just the way that I've done it. I know other people do it a lot differently, but this is just what I've done that works with me, and it works, you know, at a good rate just over time, if that makes sense to everyone. Like I said, I can't be like, oh, I'm going to drop like $500 for a new premier character until I get a 6 star. I can't do that. So by saving all of these characters and, you know, just doing my best and doing my best in every event possible, that's how I've grown to have like such a big and very different roster, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to clear that up for you guys. I know that sometimes my methods might seem a little crazy, but, you know, I saved some of these characters. I saved that Glenn when a lot of people used him for Ascendance, and he became a really good command character. You know, I still have the Joshua I'm still deciding on. And I'll go ahead and show you guys, like, I have waited, and some characters I just won't ascend, like the Blue Abraham. I'm not sure if I've already went ahead and used both of him in Ascendance, but I was considering it just because I really don't plan on using him. And of course, if you see the Ascendable and you're not going to use it, then go ahead and use them as Ascendance fodder. But let's see. I've also used a few Tyrese's as well. Not the one that I've had since the beginning, but I've used quite a few. So I have these. And then I'm going to use some of the ones that are going to be Ascendable in the future. I mean, like, if I would have just ascended all of these from the start, then I just would have had a really awkward and weird team. So yeah, I do still have one of those Abrahams. I don't really plan on using him. I think the last one is Vincent. And like I said, I know that I can make a good team with that, but I'm trying, yeah, another Tyrese in here. I'm trying my best to just get the one that I have perfected. So that, yeah, see, here's another one. So that in the future, I can have the exact team that I want. I'm not the type of person to work on everything at once. I want to save some resources back to be able to get exactly what I want. And I don't want to start on something different. So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully I answered a lot of questions for you guys. So like I said, I know that there was some comments out there like, this chick is clueless. She still thinks that 5 stars have places in the game. I mean, they do. They do have a specific place. And I'm not saying that you can raid with 5 stars forever, because you can't. But like I said, you have to start somewhere. And you have to grow. And that's going to be 3 and 4 stars. And then you get 5 stars. And then you get 6 stars. When I started, I think my first 5-star came like 7 or 8 months into the game. And now I'm at a place where I am doing pretty decent, I think. So I think it just takes time. And of course, if you want to get, you know, in a top faction or anything like that, it will take time. You can't just get it immediately, and you have to grasp the game a little bit better. And that's also something I want to say is a lot of my videos, I want to help out people that are starting so that they can understand and kind of be on the right path. Like, it's okay if you have 3 stars to aim to get the really good 4 stars, then to aim to get the really good 5 stars, and then to get the really good 6 stars. Because if you can get a good understanding of everything at the beginning, then you're going to be set when it's, you know, later on in your gaming experience. But that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. And after this, I'm going to have a very special video come up. So keep an eye out for that. Set your notification bell so you can see it exactly when it comes out. Hopefully you guys will be excited for it. But that's going to be it, guys. And hopefully you guys had a wonderful Team Build Tuesday. And I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.